What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be checking out the Wyze version 3. That's right, Wyze pulled a fast one. They released the outdoor camera and then they came out a couple months later and released this Wyze version 3. It's indoor, outdoor, it's wired, it's $20 still. It's pretty much everything that we've all been asking for the past couple months, and actually a lot more features than I ever expected this $20 price point to have available. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. So Wyze actually sent me this camera about a week ago. I haven't had a chance yet to unbox it. I wanted to do it on camera, and I just haven't had the chance to go ahead and do it and review it fully yet. So this video is just going to be an unboxing and a first look at the product, and I'm going to be comparing it to the Wyze version 2. They also sent me a version 2 as well, and a couple SD cards to go with it to really compare hand in hand. And they do come in at the same price of that $20 that we've all come to know and love. I know they had the outdoor camera, which was a little bit higher, but I think that was kind of a fluke, to be honest. This one is indoor and outdoor, and it is wired. There's no battery in this thing. To be honest, I don't ever consider a security camera to be a real security camera if it's battery powered. You just can't have 24/7 recording, and you really can't rely on any kind of motion detection, whether that be person detection, using a PIR motion sensor. None of that I really trust. I want 24/7 recording so that if something does happen, I want to go back and look at it. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and unbox this guy and compare it to the version 2. Alright, so we've got our typical Wyze version 2 here. I'm not going to go too crazy here. You can go ahead and skip to this timestamp if you want to go ahead and skip through this unboxing experience here. So I'm sure many of you have already done it before, but I'm just going to fly through this here, just so you can kind of figure out what we've got going on. Brand new Wyze version 2. Got to do the peel. And there we go. And I'm not even going to get in. Oh, okay, well, I'll open this real quick. Now, what you've all been waiting for. Wyze indoor and outdoor. It doesn't say, oh, it does say version 3 right up there. I have an IP65 weather resistant rating, and if you're not familiar with IP ratings, it actually costs money to get that certification. So they did put the extra effort into that. We've got our typical two-way radio. We've got the same 24/7 recording with an SD card. We've got our same 12-second free cloud storage, and with an upgrade to Cam Plus, of course. Motion and sound detection, that's the same. Person detection, that's the same. Full-length motion recording, that's the same with the Cam Plus. And our color night vision, which is brand new. I will get into more of that in just a little bit. All right, let's open this guy up. I'm not going to destroy the box quite as good as I did the last time. Got a little quick start guide here, but I think I can figure that out. And here we go. We've got our wire pre-installed into the camera. So it is hardwired all the time. Like I said, no battery, which is good. That's a weather resistant seal there. And we do have an area for our micro USB cable to plug into here with a weather resistant seal here. So let's see what our cord does look like. And that is pretty much the exact same as the old one. Same AC/DC power adapter. We got a mounting bracket that is a little bit smaller with our adhesive. Here's our adhesive that fits that, also smaller, and some anchors. Now this guy does have different mounting options. Let's do the peel. Beautiful. Okay, so we do have a full, ooh, that's nice. Full 360-degree. Oh man, I could do this. I could do this all night. This one, I'm sure many of you know the pain this one has sometimes when you're trying to get that right angle and it just stops right there on one side or another. Just always, and you can't just get it right. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. So this one gives you the ability to swivel it all the way around. As far as the actual overall size when it's folded up, they're very similar. Actually, exactly the same. This one has rounded corners, as you can see, but is basically the same size in every dimension, which is not bad. I mean, this one is definitely more aesthetically pleasing than the old one. no useless circle down here at the bottom. So unlike the version 2, we have no option to mount it straight to the base itself. It's usually either with a screw or with some kind of third-party mount. And with here, we do have a keyhole slot for these anchors here, which could be used either here or I would imagine on this metal mounting plate if you desired. And this is a magnet too, so you could pretty strong magnet in comparison to this one. Yeah, the new one is definitely stronger. Definitely stronger there. But if you want to permanently fix this thing, I would probably just use the keyhole, especially if you're going outside with it. And for a third mounting option actually is with this quarter 20, I would imagine that is screw right here. So you just unscrew this magnetic, or this 360-degree swivel magnetic base comes off. That also has this keyhole slot. Then you have a quarter 20 tripod mount screw right there, so you don't have to deal with this clunky base if you don't want to. Just right off the bat, we have basically one mounting option with the version 2, and we have 3 mounting options with the new version 3. So I love that. And also at the bottom here, we have you can see that we have the SD card slot and the setup button. So very similar to the version 2, but these are now weather resistant, of course, where the SD card slot on the old one was not covered up, or the setup button, or the speaker grills down at the bottom. These are covered up. Don't try this at home. There we go. Let's go ahead and stick our Wyze SD card in there. Put this weather resistant cover back on. Make sure it's tight, because this guy is definitely going outside. So comparing the two speaker grills on the back here, you can tell that they're about the same size. I think the version 2 is a little bit bigger. But they say that this has an 80 decibel siren built in to the back of it. So it's capable of acting as a siren when you have person detection enabled. So that is also a very nice feature, which this one was never an option for. I'm not sure where the microphone is, maybe also in the back here. Oh, actually, maybe it's right up front there. I have a little hole. There you go. See that little hole there? That's probably the microphone. Let's go over some more comparisons. I think you got a pretty good idea of what this thing looks like. All right, so let's continue with the comparisons of the version 2 and the version 3 here. And the biggest one that I had, and probably you guys will have also, is this new color night vision. What it's all about, what it means, and how it works. So my understanding of the color night vision is it's actually not night vision in the sense it's not using the IR LEDs. I'll get more into those later. But I guess what it means is it's using a bigger sensor. It lets in more ambient light. So if you have a light on in one side of your yard and your neighborhood is generally somewhat lit up with street lights or maybe post lights in your yard or next to your house, this sensor will let in a lot more light, and you don't even need to use night vision mode like you would have had to use on the version 2. You just simply turn the night vision off and it will go ahead and let in as much light as it can, and it will stay in color mode, of course. And it will allow you to actually see in a lot more detail because you are using color instead of night vision, and it's not using these tiny IR LEDs that are in this camera. And speaking of those, there's only 4 IR LEDs in the version 2, and there are 8 in the version 3 if you do need to use that. Moving right along, they also said that in the media kit that they will be releasing a couple accessories that can go along with this guy. I'm not sure how they will connect, possibly via USB. Can't wait to check those out. But the 2 that they listed was actually a spotlight. I'm not sure if that's an infrared spotlight or a bright LED spotlight that will turn on with motion detection to, kind of like a ring spotlight cam or something like that, to allow us to really light up the yard, to really see what we're looking at. And the other one is a PoE adapter. So going back to the speaker on the back again, like I said, it has an 80 decibel siren option, which is also the speaker for two-way talk. And speaking of two-way talk, instead of having the push-to-talk option on the version 2, where one person would talk and then you would have to, release the talk button and then wait and listen from the other side to listen for a response, this one actually has simultaneous two-way talk. So I would imagine you just open up the microphone and then you can just talk back and forth as long as you need to without having to have any interaction with the app on the phone. So that's pretty nice. You just prop it up and have a conversation for a couple of minutes and then close the microphone down and be on your way. So that's definitely a nice feature that I did not expect. All right, so before I wrap this video up, I'm going to go ahead and get this camera set up real quick in app, because I am going in video because I am going to go ahead and do a full review, and make sure you check out my next video. Get subscribed down below so you don't miss that one. So I've got my Wyze Alpha app open. If those of you using the normal app or the beta app will not see the new Wyze Cam version 3. So Wyze Cam version 3 here. I'm just going to go ahead and do the typical add camera. We have a flashing red light on the front. Click next. Click the setup button.
Ready to connect.
Well, that's a new voice. Hello. So far, so good. So typical pinch to zoom. You know, this all looks very similar. Test your siren. Oh, should we do the siren real quick? Should we try that out? Siren. Okay. I've definitely heard louder. If you saw my Wyze, it'll probably clip, but here you go. It's also got a 30-second timer, so it'll automatically stop if you manually engage that. I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to come over here. Hopefully I don't have too much interference. So you just click the speak button. Now you've got two-way communication, and it's just open. I can talk, and I can hear myself coming from there. Speaker sounds pretty good. I would say the speaker is a little bit better. Okay, so here we have the infrared light settings in the advanced settings here. So it's currently set on far, and if you go into there, you can change it to near, far, or off. Okay, so I'm in a pitch black room, arm's length from the camera here. And as far as being able to see the IR LEDs, I can see the 4 on top just barely, and then the blue light, which you can turn off, is on the front of the camera. Other than that, it's pitch black in here. And this new 1.6 aperture lens or sensor in this camera, as opposed to the 2.6 in the version 2, really does help bring in all that extra light, whether that be from the IR LEDs or from the color from normal daylight. If there was any light in this room, it would definitely help out a lot. Oh, oh, ow. I was looking for an ending for this video. I couldn't really find one, so I guess this is it. I will be doing a full review on this guy. I just wanted to give you a little glimpse and, you know, a little glimpse into the setup and what the camera sounds like, what the mic sounds like, and what the infrared looks like with that new sensor in there. I will be doing outside color starlight, whatever they call it, tests as well. So anyway, like I said, for the 3rd time in this video, get subscribed, smash that like button down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.